Why do basements fail, and why aren't they designed to last? And this is a fascinating question that lasts the test of time. Basements, on all basements, considering from 35, 45, 60, 70 years old, the fundamentals are the same. All structures need to be built for the site conditions. In other words, what are the soil types in this area? The soil types at my home as compared across the street with the glacial soils in Wisconsin could be completely different. And the other thing is that the code back then, because when you're designing a home, to put extra money into designing a basement that's not going to fail as a contractor, or what you could do is you could take that money that is going to cost to excavate and put a proper foundation in there, you could put that money into a nicer kitchen, a nicer cabinets, a nicer bathroom to sell the house. Well, that's what happened. Could have backfilled with, garbage. They could have put the wrapping paper in across the tile. They could have stepped on the tile when they were doing it. So the second thing that basements go bad is that the contractors who did that, time is money and they're trying to hurry up. And so they stepped on the drain tile. They convoluted the interior drain tile that doesn't show up for 10, 15 years later. They full knew well that these things weren't made to last. That's what they were designed. Homes now, if you go out to Waukesha, Brookfield, Dousman, things like that, and you're building a home now, they're building those for site conditions properly. And they're putting the proper walls in, whether it's block or whether it's probably poured foundation. They're designing those things to last a lot longer than they were. Although I've seen some bad ones too. The people who are blocking the wall in or setting the tile, they could have new guys or other guys that are doing it that aren't as experienced. And once that basement floor goes in, you're not seeing that interior drain tile anymore. You're not seeing how well those interior bleeders were installed. You're not seeing if there's convoluted exterior drain tile. And those things don't show up for, 10, 20, 30 years later. And so it's a great question why they fail and why they weren't designed right. And it's a complicated question, but most of them were because when people are building your house, they're in a hurry. And they don't really want to put the extra money into putting a long-term foundation repair in there. So give us a call.